Are you considering attacking the cartels inside of Venezuela? You attack?
Well, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out.
¿Qué quiere el gringo imperialista? Las riquezas de Venezuela, colonizar a Venezuela, partirla en pedazos.
US and Venezuela are inching closer to a war day by day. The buildup has been real, and the next flashpoint could blow it up into a full-scale war. Venezuela is bracing for confrontation with the world's most powerful military. In recent weeks, Caracas announced it will deploy 25,000 troops to border and coastal regions, calling it a campaign against drug trafficking. But analysts say it's not just about drugs, it's about fear of regime change. And the fear is not irrational, as US's latest moves have added to Maduro's concerns. President Donald Trump has dramatically expanded America's military posture in the Caribbean. 10 F-35 stealth fighters are stationed in Puerto Rico. 8 US warships, some carrying Marines and amphibious assault capability, now patrol waters uncomfortably close to Venezuela. The Pentagon says it's an anti-narcotics mission, but the Justice Department has also indicted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino on drug conspiracy charges, offering $50 million for Maduro's capture.
And when I see boats coming in, like loaded up the other day with all sorts of drugs, probably fentanyl mostly, but all sorts of drugs, and we're going to take them out. And if people want to have fun going on the high seas or the low seas, they're going to be in trouble. I will tell you, boat traffic is substantially down in the area that happened. They called it the runway. It's a runway to the United States. And boat traffic is very substantially down on the runway. You can imagine why. I think anybody that saw that is going to say, I'll take a pass.
The rhetoric isn't just talk. On September 2nd, a US strike destroyed a boat from Venezuela, killing 11 suspected traffickers. Shortly after, Venezuelan fighter jets buzzed dangerously close to a US Navy destroyer. Trump's warning was blunt. If Venezuelan aircraft threaten US forces again, they'll be shot down.
What happens
I'm not going to take a chance.
What happens if Venezuela flies jets over U.S. naval vessels again?
Well, I would say they're going to be in trouble. If they do put us in a dangerous position, they'll be shut down.
A dangerous position, they'll be shut down.
President Maduro has accused Washington of using narcotics as a pretext for a coup. He says the United States murdered 11 fathers of families in its strike and vows to defend Venezuelan sovereignty. However, contrary to President Maduro, its Foreign Minister Ivan Gil insists Venezuela is not seeking conflict, but has ordered its navy and armed forces on high alert. If Venezuela were attacked, it would immediately enter a period of armed struggle in defense of the national territory, in defense of the history and people of Venezuela, and we would constitutionally declare the republic in arms. In a surprising move, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and Joint Chiefs Chairman Jen Dan Kane flew into Puerto Rico on an unnuanced visit. They met Governor Jennifer Gonzalez Colon and addressed hundreds of troops. Hegseth hailed them as American warriors and promised they would remain the best equipped fighting force in the world. The visit was more than symbolic. It was a direct message to both Venezuelan forces and regional allies that Washington is ready. Adding a new twist, China has dispatched its hospital ship, the CNS Silk Road Ark, on a 220-day goodwill mission across Latin America. Officially, it's about medical diplomacy. But its timing, coinciding with a US Navy humanitarian deployment, signals a quiet naval race for influence in America's backyard. Can Venezuela hold its ground militarily? The numbers say otherwise. According to reports, the US ranks #1 in the world. Venezuela sits far behind at number 50. The US boasts 1.3 million active troops versus Venezuela's 109,000. America commands 13,000 combat aircraft, including F-22 Raptors and F-35s. Venezuela, just 229 planes, many grounded. The US Navy sails 440 warships, 11 aircraft carriers. Venezuela manages only 34 coastal vessels. The US spends $8 to $95 billion annually on defense. Venezuela's budget struggles below $2 billion. The gap is wide enough. A military giant against heightened valor, but far short on equipment. But wars aren't always won on paper. Venezuela may lean on Russia, China, and Iran for political or military backing. Its doctrine relies on asymmetric warfare, guerrilla tactics, coastal defense, and survival rather than open battle. Still, the sheer scale of American reach in air, land, sea, and cyberspace makes a direct fight almost unwinnable for Caracas.
We have the strongest military in the world. We have the greatest equipment in the world. We have the greatest manufacturers of equipment by far.
For Washington, this is about cutting drug flows and tightening the noose around Maduro. For Caracas, it's about sovereignty, survival, and resisting regime change. For Beijing, it's a chance to expand influence in a region long dominated by the United States. And for Latin America as a whole, it risks becoming the stage for a new Cold War showdown. The US and Venezuela are now locked in a dangerous cycle of escalation, strikes, counter-warnings, and rival deployments. If neither side steps back, the Caribbean could witness not just a war on drugs, but the opening shots of a much larger conflict. As warships maneuver and fighter jets shadow each other in Caribbean skies, the question remains, will this remain a war of words, or is the region inching closer to war without warning?
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.